It's every boy or man's dream to become a racer and race against other racers and build themselves up to fast cars, even if they have the same livery on every damn car. Racing different cars, different tracks, progressing through the pack, becoming a better driver, fast cars, and eventually winning a race, or even second place with a penalty. Welcome to Gran Turismo Sport. Wow, what an introduction. Thanks, Gran Turismo Sport. Wow, that's a huge intro for one of the shittiest weekends I've ever had. This is at Kyoto, Miyabi, in the little Mini Cooper S's, and this is the car that I've been lent by my manufacturer. Had to go off to England to collect it. I don't really have one of my own, so I've collected it, and they've said, off you go, find the track. Yeah, no worries, I'll just head out. These cars don't have any GPS navigation system, so had to get out and try and find the track myself. It is in Japan, so a bit of journey to get to the track. Found myself in a warehouse. Again, no GPS navigation. I was getting a bit lost, but I was getting there. I was getting a bit tired. I was hoping to make it there in time. You know, finding myself in some real weird places. I think this was Lebanon or Israel. You know, I was worried about the bombs and stuff going off. What is that? That is Switzerland, I think I was in. Finally, I get a GPS system, and it was sending me around in circles. I was really getting lost, but eventually I found my way. Oh, here I am in Japan. I finally made it. Oh, things were starting to look up, and guess what? I get pole position. Incredible. This is probably the highlight of my whole weekend. The guy in second place actually was in his slipstream, I believe. So that's what got me pole. And I've done a few laps of practice around here, so I thought, well, I've just got to keep it as smooth as I can, and things should be alright. And for a little while I thought things were looking really good because people do battle, and I was just starting to create a bit of a gap. So this is race one. I actually did 2 races, so we'll see how we go. I was really hoping just to do the one race. I've been pretty busy lately, didn't want to take too much time on Gran Turismo Sport. But in these little cars, they're not really that fast. So first place, lap 1 of course, and just trying to keep people at bay. The guys behind do tend to battle a bit, and I do create just a little bit of a gap. I am going to edit this race, so we'll skip a few laps. I'll only really be showing the important bits, of course. So still holding on to first place, and they're just hanging in there. Look at the whole crowd behind. So I was really hoping they'd be battling away, and I'd just be blitzing them. My DR is down a bit, so I was hoping that would be a bit of an advantage for myself. I'd be able just to run away with it. But eventually they do catch up, and I think it's on this corner. I just start to get past a little bit, and I get the feeling that once you start getting past and you just slow down a touch, you start to fall back. So in first place, slipping back to second, just getting compromised on my line there. And then dropping into third, getting sandwiched into this tight right-hander, dropping into fourth. So I'm slowly dropping back, and it's probably traveling all the way from England to Japan. I was getting a bit tired anyway, so wouldn't have helped. So it looks like I've worked my way back to third place there. you know, and first and second obviously still within reach. They're not that far, so the race isn't over, of course. 20 laps, but still, just now I had someone on the inside, so they've pretty much got the advantage. They're now in third. I've dropped back to fourth, and just slowly dropping back, and now I'm getting pushed out. And that's Takuma. Takuma's a mate of mine. Obviously, you're not really too aware of who is who on the track when you're racing. I wasn't aware it was him at the time. It's just a whole bunch of cars trying to race against each other. So, dropping down to 6th place. I do wonder whether or not having all that paintwork on my car is weighing my car down. You know, a couple of grams more than any other car. Oh, that was a bit ugly. I was battling there a bit with Renegade. So we'll just watch a replay of that. This is Renegade here. I thought that was a touch rude there, pushing me out like that, giving me a nudge and then running, and I thought I'm not having any of that, so I've just got a bit of the inside. I'll take advantage and push you out, and having a car behind him was a bit too much for me, so I ended up losing out of that, and a lot of people now passing. My race is pretty much done here. So continue on with the race in 14th place. This race is pretty much well and truly over. We're in 20th place now, so 20th, lap 20, end of the race. 15th. So starting first and ending up 15th, totally the opposite of what I'm used to. So obviously not the best race, so I thought I'd have another crack. I didn't really want to, but then I thought every time I don't do a second race, I usually regret it. So I thought, oh, I'll go again and see what happens. So race 2. Now Takuma, the first race, he won and he started 8th. So I thought, I'm not really interested in trying to start first. I'll try and start in the middle of the pack, so 12th place, 11th now. Hopefully this one gets better. This stream is a little bit delayed because the results were a bit held for about 24 hours. The stewards were reviewing an incident involving myself and someone else, so they deliberated their decision over 24 hours, so I couldn't really release the stream until I knew my final result. So you'll see a bit further on. Keep watching. There's an incident further on in the race. Just getting smashed around a bit here. Just trying to hold on for dear life, and I'm in the thick of things, which is what I normally don't like. I like open spaces where I can hold my line, and there's a crowd of cars in front and a crowd of cars behind. But I'm under pressure here. Just holding 12th for now, but not for long. Just losing it there, so dropping back to 13th. Still battling with all these cars. It's so hard to overtake people or get away from cars, because you know, one make, they're all about the same speed. So just getting back past that guy back in the 12th, and now there's a heap of cars slowing down, so climbing up into 9th now, and 8th, just getting past a few cars. So for this moment things were looking good. trying to keep it as clean as I can with people, so dropping back to 9th there. Now this guy Burns, he sort of pushed me out a bit wide there, and I wasn't happy with that. So the guy in the pink car in front of me, I was pretty much focusing on him. He'd been pushing me around a bit and then pushed me wide on that corner. And I think there's a few other cars. He's just a little bit overly defensive, as I was actually after him, and I'm not too sure if other people around him were either, but he's the one that I wanted to get. And I'm just on the inside there, and I try to push him out wide, and I get pit maneuvered into the wall. So I ended up losing on that one. Just watch a replay of that. I thought I'll give him some back. I'll try and push out a bit, and oops, that's all my fault. And because of that, I'm going to lose a lot of places. So I dropped back to 18th. And then Super Pants behind me. I was surprised. Look at the pass he does on the outside. There's not much room there. Takes a really good pass. I was impressed with that. So I finally catch him up. So I am in last place at the moment. Finally catch him and pass him. So this is a battle at the back, right at the back. So getting past Super Pants. It's now just trying to catch up to other people. Now the next guy is really what this stream is all about. This guy here, PB 2030. I just didn't understand what he was trying to do. He just seemed really dirty. I never really crossed paths with him at all during the whole race until now. And I have been, over the last 3 laps, I would say, been catching up to him. I'm in his slipstream now, what little there is with these cars. And he goes really defensive on the inside, so I thought, no worries, I'll swing on the outside. I do slow down a bit up this hill, so I've been learning to drop it into third. So when the speed drops a bit now, it's in third, and I begin to pass him. He begins to squeeze me. So I wasn't happy with that, so I push him off, and onto the grass he goes, back onto track, just misses me there. And he's not happy with that, so oh, that's a T-bone. Let's have a look at the replay on that. So this is from his point of view, PB 2030, and he just begins to move over. To me, that's just real dirty. And yeah, like, as you can see, I wasn't happy at all. Put him on the grass. It's not really losing too much speed there. Just misses me. Now watch his accelerator and brake. It's just not braking at all. He's going for it. Luckily, it didn't spin me. I was able to continue on. And yeah, I was after him. Trying to cut on the inside, and I realised, oops, I'm heading pits. Did I just see what happened there? Did that really happen? Let's have a look at that replay. Oh, we're just going back to the old T-bone. So I haven't really lost any momentum. He gets himself a 1 second penalty. And then tries to pit me. He's trying to pit me there, and it's all gone wrong for him. Could not believe it. Into the pits he goes. It's literally race over. His engine is blown. His race is over, and he quits. So I continue on the race. I did not understand that guy, and then he quits. I was not happy at all. It's just not the way to be racing. So I actually sent him a message after the race, which is something I rarely do to people. But I wrote to him, basically saying, if you're going to be dirty, get it right. So we'll just go over that whole scenario again. So I'm passing him, and he begins to squeeze me. I will be trying my best to send this to Idiots of the Week. That JS Devon. Hopefully he posts it. So he squeezes me. I push him off. Then he T-bones me. But I don't know. This will make Idiots of the Week. Didn't pay off. Anyway, my week was so bad. After the race, I found a huge cliff. I was going to drive over it. It was getting pretty bad over that weekend. But as I was getting ready to drive forward, I thought, there's always next week. Drive on, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and see you in the next one.